Hey guys, it's KK. I hope you all are doing well. This week our challenge was to create a Christmas card or tag, and I decided to create both because I had a little time on my hands. So I started with this Winter in the Woods stack from DCWV. It's from last year, but I really like the colors, so I thought I would go ahead and use it. I'm also going to be starting with this Hero Arts wood grain stamp, and this is one of the first Scrappy purchases that I ever made, and I love this stamp and I don't use it near enough. So I'm using some natural ink by My Favorite Things and Color Box. Once I get that inked up, I'm going to go ahead and just lay the card base down. And one thing that I like to do when I do this is I like to just take my time and just go completely over it, making sure that I get the corners because I always miss them. Now, if there was some area of the stamp that was exposed, like the paper wasn't fully covering it, I would put another piece of paper on it. And then to take it off, I just kind of press down in one corner and then I lift it up so there's no shifting when I do that. So I'm taking some basic gray cardstock from Stampin' Up! And I'm just layering that in the middle. Then I'm just going to layer up this piece of pattern paper on top of that cardstock mat. One thing that I do wish is that this pattern paper would have been a bit more bold, but it came out nicely. So if I was to make this card again, that's one thing I would change. So once I get all that done, I'm coming in with this piece of craft cardstock that's about 1.5 inches wide. And I've already stamped it with Merry Christmas, and I've also embossed it with some white embossing powder. So I'm just going to lay that over the bottom half of there. So once I trim that off, I'm going to go ahead and add just a strip of paper under that Merry Christmas so I can just give it somewhere to sit. Then I'm going to take this circle and this tree punch and I'm going to layer them up. Now I'm trying to decide whether I want this to be off-centered or centered, and I decide that centered looks well. So I go ahead and put that on some foam adhesive, and I'm just going to lay that down over that craft cardstock again. And so once I do this, I start looking at that top right hand corner and I just noticed that it just needs something. So I'm going to come in with some mist, and this is the Heidi Swap tinsel, and I'm just going to give it some mist right there and just see how it looks. And I quite like the way it looks, so I go ahead and adhere that circle with the tree on it. I'm just trying to make sure that the layers of the tree don't cover too much of the Merry Christmas and kind of that the Christmas fits in between them. So once I get that done, I decide that my card needs some kind of sparkle. So I have these gold sequins that I'm going to use. And these mini glue dots and these sequins are so tiny and my fingers are so fat. So I really struggle with them. So in the whole process of this, I somehow managed to smear some of the mist. And so I have to use some sequins just to cover it up. And that right there is my finished card. I'm really sorry I didn't zoom in for you guys, but you'll see more of it in the close-up photos at the very end. So for my tag, I'm going to start with a craft tag, and I'm not sure why I put it on that craft cardstock, but you guys will be able to see it in just a minute. I'm just taking this Whisper White ink and I'm taking a snowflake stamp and I'm going to stamp all over the tag. So once that's done, I've taken that Fiskars punch and I've punched another circle and another tree just like I did on the card. And I've kind of run these off the edge of the tag and I'm just going to trim them down. And I'm going to take this little label punch and I'm going to put that there on some foam adhesive. And I'm going to layer this little snowflake over it. And I'm going to adhere a gold sequin in the middle of that. I'm going to add some gray ribbon, and that's it for the tag. Here's a close-up of the card that I made. I love the fact that it came together so easily, but that it has a lot of layers and textures to it. And the tag is a personal favorite. I just love the white stamping against the craft, and the way that that snowflake fit that little label perfectly is just too cute. And here's another idea how you could take the tag and use it to make a card as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out all the other girls. And until next time, bye-bye.